The apartment is quiet in a way the house never was. That is why this video found you tonight, not the algorithm, your own attention. Out of everything on the screen, something in you stopped here. Pay attention to what stopped. It is the same thing that has been trying to get your attention since the papers were signed, since the last box left, since the kids' rooms became guest rooms nobody visits. There is a version of you watching this, the one eating standing at the counter because sitting at a table alone feels like a verdict, the one who discovered the couple friends belonged to the marriage and went with it. The one who gave 30 years to being the provider, the husband, the father, the wall the weather hit first, and now stands in a quiet apartment at 11 at night, asking a question with no one left to interrupt it. If I am not that anymore, what exactly is left? Hear this. That question is not the crisis. That question is the opening. And by the end of these 10 minutes, you will see the quiet differently. Not fuller, clearer. That is the only promise made here, and it is the only one that matters, because once a thing is seen, it cannot be unseen. Start with what actually ended. Examine it precisely, because the mind will not. A role ended. Husband is a role. Provider is a role. Even father in the daily operational sense. Lunches, tuition, being needed at 7 in the morning is a role. Roles are structures. And here is the mechanism no one explains to men. The mind is made of structure. So when a structure this large dissolves, the mind reports it as death. That is why this feels like dying. Nothing is dying. A scaffolding came down. The building was always separate from the scaffolding. You are what remains when the roles stop, and you have never once met that man, because there has been a role standing in front of him since you were 23. Most men go their whole lives without meeting him. The schedule protects them from it. Yours no longer does. The mind calls this loss. Look closer. It is access. Now, the replaying. Notice what the mind does in the quiet. It runs the marriage back. The argument from 2014. The thing said at the end. What it might have done differently. Understand the mechanism. Replaying is the mind attempting to renegotiate a settled past, because the mind would rather feel guilty than feel powerless. Guilt at least implies control. The loop is not processing. The loop is avoidance with better lighting. When it starts tonight, do not fight it. Watch it run and notice there is something in you watching. The watcher is not divorced. The watcher did not lose the house. The watcher has been untouched through all of it. Spend more time as the watcher. That is the entire practice, and it is worth more than every book on the nightstand. And the fear underneath, say it plainly, since no one else will. Did the best years go to something that dissolved? Run the audit honestly. Those years built the discernment you now carry, the tolerance you will never extend again, the ability to hear a lie in its opening sentence, the proof that you can survive the thing you feared most, because you are surviving it right now, at 11 at night, standing up. That was not waste. That was construction. The years were the tuition. What they purchased is the man doing this examination. And he did not exist at 30. Now watch what surfaces in the space. The flickers, the guitar in the closet, the business idea from 2009, the urge to drive with no destination. The mind will file these under midlife crisis. Examine the term. A crisis is what happens when structure fails, and the structure did fail, so the label is not wrong, only incomplete. There are two responses to failed structure. The unconscious one grabs new material to rebuild the old identity fast. The car, the frantic dating, anything to stop the silence. The conscious one sits in the cleared ground and asks what actually wants to be built. The flickers are the answer arriving early. They are not regression. They are the parts of you that predate every role, checking whether the coast is finally clear. The circle will change too. Watch it without bitterness. Some friendships were load-bearing only for the old structure. They go with it. The friend you dropped in 2011 because the marriage filled the calendar. Call him. Men rebuild slower here than women because men outsource the social infrastructure and never notice until the contractor leaves. This is not a flaw to be ashamed of. It is a task to be done. Do it deliberately. And the silence itself, the part that feels unbearable at first. It is unbearable for a specific mechanical reason. You are meeting someone you have avoided for 30 years, with no meetings, no errands, no family noise left to hide behind. The discomfort is not evidence of brokenness. It is the friction of first contact. It fades. What replaces it, if you stay, is the thing men spend fortunes chasing in all the wrong stores. A settled account with their own mind. So, tonight, 10 minutes, no phone, no television, one chair. Sit in the quiet on purpose. The difference between suffering the silence and choosing it is the difference between prison and monastery, and the walls are identical. Notice what surfaces. Write one line, no more. Then say this out loud once. The roles have ended. I remain. What remains is enough to build from. Do it nightly for 7 days. By day 7, the apartment will not have changed. The seeing will have. The house was full, and you were hidden in it. The apartment is quiet, and you are finally